Hello and welcome to News Review, recorded in our homes. I'm on one side of London, Catherine is on the other. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, Neil. Hello, everyone.
So, what story have you got for us today?
Well, we've got a sleep story today. Neil, have you been sleeping okay during the coronavirus?
Actually, I've been sleeping very well. I don't know what that says about me, but yes, I've been sleeping very well. And you?
Well, it is interesting because a lot of people around the world haven't been sleeping very well during these times, and that's what we're looking at today.
Okay, well, let's find out some more about that from this BBC Radio 1 Newsbeat report.
And more than half of the UK population is struggling to sleep properly during lockdown, according to a survey. King's College London spoke to more than 2,000 people. 2 in 5 said they've had unusual dreams, and lots of young people said they were sleeping but not feeling rested.
So yes, it turns out that a lot of people in the UK are finding it difficult to sleep during the coronavirus pandemic. 2 in 5 people say they're experiencing weird dreams, and a lot of young people are saying they don't feel very rested at the moment.
Okay, well, that's not very nice for a lot of people. Let's have a look at some of the vocabulary you've picked out to help us discuss this story. What have you got?
We have disrupted, uneasy and insomnia.
Disrupted, uneasy and insomnia. Okay, so your first headline, please, with disrupted.
So we're starting here in the UK with The Independent. The headline is, half of British adults say their sleep has been disrupted in lockdown.
Disrupted, prevented from continuing.
Yes, disrupted, D-I-S-R-U-P-T-E-D. Disrupted. There are 3 syllables in this word. The stress is on the rupt, the middle syllable. Neil, would you like to demonstrate?
Disrupted.
Very good, thank you. So this word starts with a lovely prefix. The letters D-I-S, dis, are found in front of a lot of words, and the general meaning of the prefix dis is often bad or wrong. So we already know that there's something, it's describing something difficult. Disrupted means disturbed to the extent that something can't continue. Something happens which means that you can't continue or finish what you're doing in the way you want to do it. Now, Neil, you're a father with children at home at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, their normal lives have really been disrupted because, of course, they don't go to school.
Yes, so things are very different for them. And I know you're working from home as well in your home office.
I am, right here.
Any disruptions?
Yes, disruption, the noun there. I do have a few disruptions, I have to say, and a knock on the door and will you play football with me in the garden, Daddy? That kind of thing.
So you've got disruptive kids.
They are disruptive for the adjective, yes.
Yes, so we've got the noun, verb and adjective. So it's disruption, disrupt and disruptive to describe people or things that disrupt.
Is it the same as disturb?
It's a bit stronger than disturb, I think. If you disrupt something, you really make it difficult to continue, whereas disturb might be sort of temporary or something that kind of gets in the way a little bit. And we also use disturb to describe the way we think and feel. So you could say that you could watch a disturbing film, for example, something that makes you feel uncomfortable and a bit upset. You wouldn't say, I watched a disruptive film last night.
Okay, let's get a summary of that, please. Let's have a look then at our second headline.
Yes, now the sleep story isn't just confined to the UK. Here's a headline from the United States from NPR, and it reads like this: How to get sleep in uneasy times.
Uneasy, worrying, anxious.
Yes, uneasy. U-N-E-A-S-Y, uneasy.
Now, Catherine, I'm going to interrupt you here and I'm going to give you my theory, okay? Because I know in this word I can see two parts. One of them is easy. I know what easy means. And at the beginning there's un, which means not. So I'm going to say that uneasy is the opposite of easy. It means difficult, right?
Well, if only it were that simple, Neil. You're kind of right to an extent, but there are some major differences in the way we use uneasy. It's true, in this headline, you could take out the word uneasy and put in difficult and say we are having difficult times. That's true, we are. However, uneasy is about a feeling you get when things aren't normal and you feel scared, you feel anxious, you feel worried, you feel fearful of the future. So when something's uneasy or it makes you feel uneasy, it's really to do with being worried.
Okay, so I couldn't say, I once tried to learn Russian and, it was uneasy.
No, you couldn't say that. No.
No, okay.
It wouldn't work, no. If you're uneasy, you might feel uneasy if you had to perform something in Russian when you'd only been learning for a little while. That might feel like a very kind of anxious and nervous. But it's more to do with fear, unease.
Okay. It's also a noun, isn't it?
Yes, I just said it. Unease is a noun. You can say, I had a feeling of unease when I heard a noise outside my bedroom window at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I hope it was nothing serious.
It was the foxes.
Always, of course.
Urban foxes, terrible.
Okay, let's have a summary. Before we move on, Catherine would like to apologise to the foxes.
I really like foxes, I really do.
Okay, sometimes you have to say things, don't you? Just to make it clear.
Yes, I do. I love foxes. They're terrible. It's terrible to be disturbed by a fox at 3 in the morning, but that doesn't mean I don't like them.
Okay. Before we have our final headline, we have plenty of other stories about sleeping. One in particular we think you will like.
Yes, if you don't know what to do when you can't get to sleep, we have some advice for you. Just click the link to go to in the description to go straight to the programme.
Okay, so our final headline now.
Still in the United States, the Wall Street Journal. How sleep has changed in the pandemic. Insomnia, late bedtimes, weird dreams.
Insomnia, medical condition in which sleeping is difficult.
Yes, INSOMNIA. Very interesting word. It has an M and an N next to each other, which is quite unusual in English. The pronunciation is insomnia. Insomnia.
Yes.
4 syllables. Insomnia. And Neil, would you like to demonstrate the stress for us, please?
Insomnia.
Definitely the second syllable. Thank you very much. Insomnia. And it starts with a prefix, this time in, I-N. Another prefix which means not. So the som bit is relating to sleep. The in bit means not, so not sleep. Insomnia.
Okay, so if I had a bad night's sleep last night, but, you know, normally I'm okay, do I have insomnia?
Well, you might say you've got insomnia, Neil, because you want attention and you're being quite dramatic. But insomnia is a kind of medical term, a medical condition, which means that, you know, you can't sleep regularly and it's really interfering with your life. We all have the odd bad night, but insomnia is a bit more serious than the occasional difficulty sleeping.
Okay, but it is sometimes used by people who perhaps don't have a medical diagnosis.
Dramatic. If you want to be dramatic, you can say you've got insomnia.
Okay. A person who has insomnia is...
An insomniac.
An insomniac.
An insomniac with AC on the end, yes.
Are
you an insomniac then, Neil? Is that what you think you are?
I'm not an insomniac. I have had difficulty sleeping in the past, but I'm not an insomniac. Fortunately, because it's bad for you, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's quite unpleasant if you are an insomniac. It interferes with your life quite significantly and you probably could benefit from treatment.
Okay, let's have a summary of that. Time now for a summary of our vocabulary.
Okay, so we had disrupted, prevented from continuing. We had uneasy, worrying, anxious, and insomnia, medical condition in which sleeping is difficult.
If you would like to test yourself on the vocabulary, there's a quiz on our website, bbclearningenglish.com. Stay safe, see you next time.
Bye.